I want to thank everyone for logging in. It looks like participants are coming in right now as we speak. So let's give it another minute and then we'll get started. So we appreciate everyone that could join us this Thursday night. As an introduction, my name's Kane Sky. I'm the general manager to Radio Iran 670. I really want to thank you for joining us for this special seminar with our distinguished author, Dr. Ali Asadi. Also, we're going to have this as part of an ongoing monthly series. Our next series will be on mental health and anxiety, which certainly we're all dealing with here during COVID and the quarantine. And we also want to give you a chance to interact. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a Q&A function. So if you can type in your questions that you have for Dr. Ali, he will answer those at the end of his presentation. And I also wanted to introduce our program director for 670 AM, Alireza, and he has a few words to share. So thanks again for joining us, and we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
عصرتون بخیر. من علیرضا هستم. امیدوارم که حالتون خوب باشه و اوقاتتون به سلامتی و خوشی تو این شرایطی که هستیم. اجازه بفرمایید یه اینتروداکشن کوتاهی داشته باشم به فارسی. ابتدا تشکر کنم از دکتر علی اسدی. خیلی ممنون که وقتتون در اختیار ما قرار دادین. همچنین از شیدا شیرازی، مدیریت محترم ایرانیان هاتلاین که همواره در این سمینارها یار و یاور ما هستند. امیدوارم که بتونیم در آینده هم با هم همکاری‌های مفیدی رو داشته باشیم. خدمتتون عرض کنم که دکتر علی اسدی یکی از چهره‌های شناخته شده ایرانی جامعه بین‌الملل هست. به عنوان مشاور امور اقتصادی و تجاری و بیزنس، استاد دانشگاه که تا حالا 10 تألیف از نوشته‌های ایشون بیرون اومده که بسیاری از کارآفرینان بین‌المللی و اینترنشنال هم از کتاب‌ها و سخنرانی‌ها و سمینارهایی که دکتر اسدی در کشورهای مختلف داشتند بهره بردند و در حقیقت بسیار کامنت‌های خوبی برای ایشون گذاشتن و به همین علت ما خیلی خوشحالیم که ایشون رو علاوه بر اینکه در جامعه ایرانی داریم، در بین دوستان عزیز و همراهان رادیو ایران هم داریم. شما میتونید دوستان عزیز برای اطلاعات بیشتر از وبسایت دکتر علی اسدی به نام asadi.com هم دیدار کنید و دیدن داشته باشید و از این طریق هم با جناب دکتر در تماس باشید. خیلی خوشحالم علی جان و از اینکه 50% به قول معروف اسم من با شما شریکه. امیدوارم 50% از درایت شما رو من داشتم و ازم الان به خدا بهتر بود.
خواهش میکنم علی جان. باعث افتخار منه. عرض ادب و احترام خدمت یکایک عزیزان. خیلی خوشحالم که در خدمت شما هستم و عرض کنم که این وبینارمون چون که میکس پاپولیشن داریم، یعنی فارسی سپیکینگ و نان فارسی سپیکینگ، به زبان انگلیسی خواهد بود و هر وقت شما دستور بدین علی جان ما شروع خواهیم کرد.
خواهش میکنم. فکر میکنم که دوستانمون دارن میان هنوز کماکان.
میتونیم
و
چند دقیقه کنیم که
چند دقیقه دیگه میتونیم یه چند دقیقه دیگه منتظر باشیم. دوستانی که میخوان در به قول معروف این گفتمان بعد از صحبت‌های دکتر اسدی شرکت کنند، همونطوری که کین هم بهتون توضیح داد، یک آیکون چتی میبینید زیر همین زوم که میتونید اونجا بزنید پارتیسیپیت کنید به عنوان پارتیسیپنت و سوالات خودتون رو بنویسید. علی جان میبینن، میتونن پاسخ بدن، ضمن اینکه اگه لازم بود از من هم میتونید بعدش کمک بگیرید که درخواست بدیم صداتون رو باز کنید و مستقیم بعد از صحبت‌های دکتر اسدی ازشون به هر حال سوالاتی که لازم دارید بپرسید. شیدا جان شما هم هستین از ایرانیان هاتلاین؟ اگر تشریف دارید. بله خیلی شما خیلی خوش آمدید. ممنون از همکاریتون. هر موقع بفرمایید که دیگه ما شروع میکنیم.
خواهش میکنم. تشکر میکنم از همکاری شما همگی در رادیو، آقای کین، شما علیرضا جان، همه دوستان و همینطور آقای دکتر علی اسدی که این برنامه رو برگزار میکنن. مشتاق شنیدن صحبتاشون هستیم. من وقت دوستان رو نمیگیرم. به هر حال looking forward. مرسی.
بفرمایید آقای دکتر، در خدمتتون هستیم. دوربین و تریبون دست شما.
مرسی، خیلی ممنون. Hi everybody and welcome to effective management of small businesses in the time of COVID-19. And first of all, let me thank Radio 670 AM and IranianHotline.com for all their hard work for this event. And I'm sure that this event will be helpful for you, and I will do my best. As we know that due to this disaster, many businesses and occupations got a lot of loss, and many businesses had to shut down. That's why we decided to have this event as a seminar, as a webinar actually, on how to face this disaster. So at the beginning, I'm going to talk about why most small businesses fail. After that, we talk about the survival plan to face this disaster. And after that, we are going to talk about how to develop a system for your business. And at the end, how to make effective changes to your business. As we know, in every crisis, there are three types of people: people who give up, people who survive, and people who get out stronger. Our goal is to help each other to get out stronger from this disaster. So let's talk about small businesses characteristics, because it's very helpful for us to learn how to approach and how to solve problems. One of the main differences between small businesses and large corporations is the small businesses are not scaled down version of large corporations. There are a lot of differences between small businesses and large corporations. And one of the main differences is the role of business owners, your personality, your personal characteristics, your health, your personal relationship, all affect your business, your knowledge, experiences. So it's very important. In large corporations, usually a board of directors make decisions, but in small businesses, usually the business owner is the only decision maker. So the more knowledge you have, the more you will be able to make better decisions. And other thing is informal communication and lack of having a solid structure are two other characteristics of the small businesses. Usually in large corporations, everything is formal, everything is documented, but in small companies, everything is informal. You may need to wear different hats and to do different jobs, but in large corporations, everyone may have specific position and job description. And that makes small businesses more vulnerable to external changes, like this COVID-19 disaster. Small businesses can get impacted by external things easily than large corporations. But unfortunately, as you see during this disaster, even large corporations get affected. So now we need to know how to face this disaster and problem. So 5 main reasons why small businesses fail. First of all, to be a successful business owner, you need to be a technician, you need to be an entrepreneur, and you need to be a good manager. But unfortunately, most small business owners are just technicians. You might be a good physician, but that doesn't mean that you're a good manager. You know how to hire good employees. You know how to market your business properly. And you might not be a good entrepreneur. That means that you may not have different ideas to expand your business, how to face problems. So that's one of the main problems that many small businesses have. For instance, you might be a good plumber, but that doesn't mean that you're able to manage a plumbing company. So that's one of the main problems, that I've seen as a business consultant, I've seen many small business owners deal with that problem. And since they are not good managers or entrepreneurs, they make wrong decisions and they hire wrong employees. The other thing is most small business owners are result-oriented rather than process-oriented. Most of us try to achieve our goals without paying attention to the procedures which take us to our goals. This approach is like a hungry person who is trying to make himself full without watching what he's eating. Although he gets full, he may end up in a hospital. So most of us just learn to Google something just to get our result or the answer immediately, but we don't pay attention to the procedures. That's very important. We need to be process oriented. If you choose a good process, you may have a high chance to achieve your goals. But if you just pay attention to your goals and forget your process, you may not get your goals and you may face a lot of troubles. The other thing is lack of having an effective system, including a risk management system. Most small businesses do not have a risk management system. We usually live day by day, and we usually are busy. We are usually busy with day-to-day activities. So we don't have any plan for crises and disasters like this COVID-19. That's why as soon as we face a problem, our business falls apart. So that's very important. And the other thing is lack of having good employees. Most small business owners are suffering from lack of having good employees. And actually that could be one of the main reasons of a lot of lawsuits in the United States. Based on some statistics, wrong employees can cost you 7 to 15 times of their salaries. And that's probably one of the main causes of small businesses failure. And the last but not the least, lack of having enough cash flow. And that's very important. Cash is king. We have seen many small businesses that although they have been successful in the beginning, but since they didn't manage their cash flow, they had to be out of business. So that's very important to know about all these causes of small businesses failure. And here, let me talk to you about Maslow hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow was a psychologist who came up with this theory regarding human needs. Abraham Maslow said that human needs are in different categories, different tiers, that if you don't satisfy one need, you cannot go to another need. And those needs start with physiological. If you're hungry, if you cannot breathe, definitely you cannot think about employment and health. And if you are not safe and secure, you cannot think about love and belonging and the highest of this pyramid, which is self-actualization. So that's very important to pay attention to this, because we have the same thing in business. Just imagine that you just start a business, and as you see, when you start a business, first you need to have some daily activities to solve business issues to survive. And unfortunately, we have seen many small businesses that they get stuck in this level. Based on some statistic by Small Business Administration, which is a governmental institution, only 1/3 of small businesses can survive more than 10 years. And most of them which survive are like people on treadmills. They run and walk, but they never move forward. And as you see, I've seen that many small businesses that they just get stuck in surviving mode. And the other level in business management is developing routines. So after managing daily activities, if you're able to satisfy this level, you can go to the next level, which is developing routines and design some procedures for your operation. The other thing is improving business performance. After you develop your routines and business procedures, then you can look at them to see how you can improve them. And after that, you can develop competitive advantages. You can differentiate yourself with your competitors, which is one of the main reasons of success. If you cannot differentiate yourself, you cannot be successful. And at the end, you will be an industry leader. So one of the main problems that many small businesses have is they're at this level, at this basic level, they are doing basic activities to solve their business issues, but they try to copy the industry leader activities and procedures. You cannot be successful if you jump from the first level to the 5th level. You need to do different things. You need to have a good procedures to be able to do that. And that's one of the things that you could see in many businesses. If you're in just this level, and as soon as you face a external problem like COVID-19 disaster, you will be in big trouble. So your goal must be go from this level. Your goal must be go to upper level to survive and to be more, not only to survive, but also to be more successful in your industry. So current business situation due to COVID-19. As I said, many businesses, you lost a lot of customers. Many businesses had to shut down, and cash in the middle, and many people, they just want to get their own parts. So we can say again, cash is king. If you have cash, you can survive. If you don't have cash, you cannot survive. That's an important lesson for all of us, not only in professional life, but also in personal life. So what do you need to survive this disaster? First, you need a cash budget. Second, get more money. And third, reducing your business expense. So as you see, you need to have a plan. You need to have a cash budget, not account receivable or payable. No, you need to have a cash, because cash is what you really have in your hands. So you need to make a plan, because if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a budget, even if you get a lot of loans, even if you collect money from different resources, you will lose them and you will not be successful. So first, you need to have a cash budget. Second, you need to apply for different loans that I'm going to talk about it. And third, you need to reduce your business expenses. If you review your business operations, you may find many things that you can cut, especially at this time, to survive. So let's look at the first thing, which is a cash budget. This is a sample of cash budget. You need to do that for the worst case scenario. That's very important, and you should do it for monthly basis. As you see here, the opening balance, income, cash sale, loan, and total income, expenditure, rent, electricity, purchases, everything is based on cash. And if you do that, you can find out how much money you have and how much money you need to borrow and how long you can survive. And keep in mind, just have this budget for the worst case scenario. Just imagine we'll have this problem until January 2021. So do it in a monthly basis, worst case scenario, and that might help you a lot. The other thing is have a survival action plan. First, find out based on that budget, find out how much money does your business need to survive. Review your cash flow statement. Most of us get financial statements like balance sheet, income and loss, but we don't pay attention to cash flow, which is one of the most important thing in decision making, because it shows what in your hands, what you really have. And after that, set a new budget, a crisis budget that I call it. Third, based on that budget and your estimation, just find out how much money do you need to get in terms of loan, or how much money you can raise from your customers by selling your products or services, by customizing them. Step 4, see how much money you can save without affecting your business. That includes talking with different vendors, suppliers, and looking at your operation. And I'm going to talk about it later. And after that, plan your action, apply for loans, contact suppliers, vendors, and before that, you can make a list of all people you need to contact, and also your current customers, to ask for referrals, and also your collaborators. By collaborators, I mean people and professions who are not your competitors, but they're related to your business. If you're a physician, a pharmacist might be your collaborator. If you're a lawyer, a CPA, an accountant might be your collaborators. So collaborators are a good source of referral. You can ask them to send you customers. And at the end, take action and review the results and make corrections. And keep in mind, don't give up easily. Let's look at our action plan. So after setting your budget and finding out how much money you need, you can start in 2 ways: getting cash through loans and sales, and also cutting expenses through suppliers, utility, operation. In sales, you can get money from your current customer. You need to customize your services, that you need to provide new packages. You can collect money through referrals, and you can collect money through pre-sale. That we are going to talk about this action plan in more details here. First, apply for loans. SBA loans. I'm sure most of you know about SBA loans. But the other thing, and some of you may not know, is city loans. Most of cities provide loans for their small business owners. I know for sure city of Los Angeles, they provide some loans. In Orange County, you can visit your city's websites to see if they provide any loan. So that's very important. Besides getting SBA loans, just look at different cities' websites to see if the city that you work, your business is in it, see if you can get any city loans. The other thing is macro lending. Macro lending is also very important. There are many organizations that give money to different groups. As an example, GrameenAmerica.org is one of the best organizations for women entrepreneurs. If you are a woman entrepreneur, you can get money from them. They will give you a good loan. So that's very important. The other thing is Lift Fund is another organization which may give you from $500 to $1 million loan. So that's another important source of getting loan. But if you type just on Google macro lending, you may get a list of other organizations which may give you some reasonable loans with, which can save your business. The other thing is business interruption insurance. I know it's kind of difficult to deal with insurance companies, but there are many businesses that, since they have this type of insurance, they could get money from it and they can save their businesses. Other things like mortgage relief and lease relief are other things that you can use to save money and save cash for your business. And at the end, as you see, I wrote it in smaller funds intentionally. Your friends and family could be the last source to raise money And keep in mind, even if you deal with your closest friends and closest member of your family, always have solid agreement. That's very important. So you can use different sources to get cash for your business. The other section was suspend unnecessary personal and professional expenses. As we said, one of the main differences between small businesses and large corporations is the role of business owners. So that's why your personal characteristics, even your personal life, affect your business. So you need to learn how to manage money in your personal life as well. That's very important. We have seen many successful athletes like Mike Tyson, who was a millionaire in his 20s, but he went bankrupt in his 40s because in his 20s, his income was high and his expenses were high as well, but in his 40s, he had no income, but his expenses were still at the same level. That's why he went bankrupt. And I've seen in many businesses, since they don't have any cost management plan, they don't have any money management in their personal lives and professional lives, they face a lot of problems. So that's very important. Reduce your production cost. See if you review your procedures to see if you can cut some costs which don't affect your business operation. See if you can repackage your products. For instance, if you own a restaurant, see if you can make sandwich instead of plates for people. So because these days everybody wants to take out if they do. So try to use different ideas, different things. If you have any unnecessary staff, not key staff, that's very important. Just you can ask them not to come to work at least for a short period of time, and they can apply for unemployment. But keep in mind, do not lose your effective employees. Finding good employees is extremely difficult. So if you have good employees, I highly recommend you to keep them during this disaster. Do not lose them. One of the ways that service providers can do is productizing their services. We know that especially in professional services, the value that you provide is not very tangible for your clients. What you can do is providing some packages for your services. For instance, with this package, you are going to get this. This is going to be your result, and this is the fee that you pay. This way, you can make it more understandable for your clients to purchase your services. So productizing your services is one of the ways that you can give more peace of mind to your clients. The other thing is reduce your supply expenses, review your contracts with your vendors, utilities, and to be honest with you, that's one of the best timing to bargain. If you like to bargain, you can contact your suppliers, your utility providers to see if you can get a better contract, better deal. And the other thing is prioritize your bills. If you can postpone your bill for next month and it doesn't affect your business, do it, because this is a survival plan. And try to contact insurances, banks to lower their charges. And the other important thing is involve your staff to get new ideas. That's very important, to get ideas from your employees to see how you can reduce your business expenses. Sometimes they may come up with some ideas that they may impress you. It's very important to involve your employees. And after that, so up to now, we talked about getting loans and reducing your business expenses. Now we're going to talk about have different sources of income. Try to virtualize your services if you provide any service. If you have products, see if you can use e-commerce websites. There are many platforms that you can use. Even there are some platforms and which give you some services for free, especially during this time. So that's very important. You need to use it. We've already seen a lot of changes, and we are going to see a lot of changes in the future too. The world is not going to be the same. So be ready for many changes. The other thing is, as I said, customize your products or services based on the current situation. See if you can lower your pricing and just sell more than whatever you have. Join your collaborators to develop full packages. As I said, collaborators are people and businesses which are related to your business. If you join them and provide a full package for your clients, that may encourage them to work with you. So see if you can, for instance, as I said, if you're an accountant, if you join with a business lawyer to provide a good package for your customer and clients, you know, it may work for you. If you're a business consultant and if you join with an accountant to provide consulting services for accountants, clients, that will be another good idea, or different physicians that they can join with each other, and as we call it, IPA. Provide timeshare, gift card, and VIP cards. That's very important. As I said, you need cash. Cash is king. So if you pre-sale your product or services in lower pricing, that may help you a lot. You have seen that in the hotel industry, they have timeshare. You can purchase a hotel room in advance for a year, that whenever you go to that hotel, you can use it because you've already purchased that timeshare in advance. Okay, just imagine you have the same thing for your products or services. If you own a restaurant, you can, although you might be closed now, but you can give a VIP cards. Okay, if you purchase this VIP card, which costs $500, you will get 30% off on all our services by January 2022. So it's very important to set the price and also the date. Do not put a closed date because people are not going to buy your VIP cards or gift cards. That's the way you can pre-sale some of your services, because you can tell your customers or potential customers, in a normal time, our pricing is much higher than this. But if you pre-purchase our services or our products, you can enjoy lower pricing. And since these cards, they have deadlines, you are not worried that you will lose them by the end of this year. No, at least you can have a year to use these VIP cards, and for sure we are going to pass this disaster. I'm sure this human is going to defeat this disaster, and definitely your customers can take advantage of these offers. And the other thing is, ask your current customers for referrals. It's much easier for your potential customers to trust their friends and families than just someone else. So when you ask for your current customers, your happy customers, to send you referrals, it's much easier for you to get customers. And keep in mind, they said it usually costs you 8 times more to get a new customer than keep your current customers. So take care of your current customers. You can contact them to see how they are doing, and just be in touch with them. It's very important. And up to now, we talked about surviving. but how we can get out stronger from this disaster. One of the most important things is having a business system. Remember, I said if you're just busy with day-to-day activities, you cannot make any plan, you cannot improve your business because you don't have any extra time to improve your business. So having a business system is one of the most important things, can make you stronger, can help you get out any disaster stronger. Just look at some big companies like McDonald's, like Subway. McDonald's is successful not because the burger, not because the quality of the food, but because of the system. With the system they have, they can hire some teenagers to do the work, and the company makes a lot of money. Have you happened to go to McDonald's and say, may I talk to the business owner, may I talk to the CEO? No, you've never seen the CEO of McDonald's because they have a system. Subway is another company. They have a system. Some of you may think that Subway is a franchise. No, Subway is not franchise. Subway has a partnership agreement with the people that they want to open a Subway. And I'm sorry, I was mentioning Starbucks, not Subway. Starbucks doesn't provide franchise. If you want to open a Starbucks, you need to have an agreement with Starbucks to follow specific rules, and this is not like a franchise. It's a kind of agreement to follow their systems to keep the quality of their products. So I know some of you may say, okay, this is for large corporations, but some of these large corporations, and actually most of them, they were too small at the beginning. So you may not copy whatever they do, but you may get some ideas from them and customize it based on your business situation. That's an important lesson. Sometimes I've seen some people just read a book about McDonald's and he think that the business owner think he can apply the same thing in his small restaurant, which is not correct. You can get some idea, but you need to customize it based on your personal characteristics and your own business, because you are different, your business might be different. And having a business system is one of the best way to be more successful. To explain more about the business system, just imagine that you are going to go from Los Angeles to New York. Business success is like taking a road trip. When you are going to take a road trip, you need to check many things. Is your car ready? Do you have enough fuel? Have you checked the weather? Have you checked the traffic? Do you have good company? The business success is exactly the same. Your car is your business system. Your company in your car are your partners and employees. Fuel is your cash. And the weather is the industry situation. And the traffic is your competitors. So just imagine that you're gonna go on this trip and just see if you have a good system or not. And what happened during this disaster is the road is blocked for many of the small business owners. So there are many cars behind this blocked road, and they are ready and they're waiting. Just as soon as this road opens, they move forward. That's why competition might be higher than before. That's why you need to be prepared. You need to have a good system that as soon as this road opens, you can go faster than your other cars, which means your competitors. There are 3 ways to go this journey: walking, which is poorness; riding, which is mediocrity; and driving, which brings you wealth. People or businesses which are in walking section, they have no plan. They are always victims. They dream without execution. Keep in mind, knowledge is not power. Implementing knowledge is power. And they get affected easily by external environment. So that's very important to not to be a walking business. The other types of businesses are riding businesses. They have weak plans. They try to copy other businesses. You may have seen that as soon as you see a successful business, you see a lot of businesses that they just come up like mushrooms. They just to copy that business and they think they're going to be successful. And most of them are not. So these people know 10 or 20% of business management and they think they will be successful like other companies. And they're a jack of all trades. The business owner thinks that he can do many things without getting consultation, without learning new knowledge. And the driving businesses, they have good plans. They have great tools. They have quality products or services, and they have great teams. And they have a system. Since they have a system, they do not do micromanagement. One of the main reasons that many business owners do micromanagement is because they don't have a system. They need to manage their employees one by one. I've been told a lot of times that we cannot leave our business, we cannot go on a vacation because our employees don't work. And that's one of the main problems in small businesses. You need to have a system. Instead of managing people one by one, just manage your system. And keep in mind, during your journey, you need to compete with big corporations. So you can tell how vulnerable are those walking and riding businesses when they're facing large corporations. The benefits of having a business system. Let me drink something, sorry. I'm trying to be as fast as possible just to transfer, as much as I can. The benefits of having a business system: save yourself stress, time, efforts, money. Prevents micromanagement, as I mentioned. Employee training and management become easier. Why? Because business system is an organized way to do your business. So when you have an organized way, you can train your employees much easier. You can evaluate their performance much easier. And you can reduce your costs because you know exactly what's happening in your organizations. You don't do the same thing in 10,000 ways. So that's very important. Everything is under control. The other thing is organized way to get customers than counting on chance. Many businesses, they're just counting on chance to get customers. They don't have an organized way. And if you don't have an organized way, you will be in trouble, especially during this time. And when you have a system, you will have more time for development and new ideas. And that's one of the main causes of a small business's success: innovation, new ideas. Because if you don't do that, your competition, they are going to do that, and you cannot be successful. And reducing risks, obvious. When you have your procedures, you can have a risk management system to see, for instance, what if that employee doesn't come to work? What if our software doesn't work today? What if we lost half of our customers? When you have an organized system, you can find your potential risks and have a backup plan to face your risks. And here, your role as a small business owner, as a driver, is very important. You need to take care of your health. It's extremely important. Being healthy means being able to make right decisions, being able to manage your business more efficiently and effectively. Manage your time, master your life. It's very important to manage your time properly. Instead of wasting your time on Instagram or social networks, just 15 to 20 minutes per day. That's it. No more than that. Instead of that, try to get news from the industry that you work on it. You work in it, and I'm gonna talk to you about some tools that you can get more knowledge, because especially these days, if you have some knowledge more than your competitors, you are a lot of steps ahead of them. Learn new skills. Mark Zuckerberg, every year he has a resolution to read a lot of books, and that's very important. And the last but not the least is save 5 to 10% of your business income. That's very important thing that I'm going to talk about it. I highly recommend you, before taking your profit, before spending money on your expenses, save 5 to 10% as an emergency fund, as an emergency cash, and put it in another account. You can use this cash not only for business development, but also in the time of crisis like this. That's very important. There is a law called Parkinson's law. Parkinson doesn't have anything to do with that disease. This is the law and theory of this gentleman. Then the Parkinson's law says that your expenses rise to meet your income when you earn more money. That's very interesting, because the more income you get, the more expenses you find to spend your income, unless you have a limitation. That's very important in our personal and professional life. As soon as we have an income, we need to set aside 5 to 10% of it, and try to manage our business and our personal life with the rest. That's very important. And if we do that, we always have cash in our hands for business development, for investment, and also during the emergency and disaster time to survive. And the other thing is, we need to learn to manage our business with less money. You may have heard that the need is the mother of innovation. So try to manage your business with less money, with less than, just as I said, 5 to 10%. Then you may find a lot of ways to be creative, to cost your expenses, and also to get more customers. That's very important thing. Don't forget to Parkinson's law. I've seen in many countries that to solve the traffic issue, they try to expand roads, but that doesn't work, because, as I said, the more, if you expand the road, and finally, since you haven't fixed the car production, they're gonna fill all those roads. So you need to fix the car production instead of, expanding your roads. You need to provide the public transportation system. That's the same thing in money management and cost management for your business. How to develop a system. The first thing is determine your current situation. If you don't know where you're standing, you don't know where you want to go. So determining your current situation is very important. Review top businesses in your industry to see how they work. That's very important. It's called benchmarking. Do not just look at your close competitors. Just search for top businesses and see how they operate, how they manage their employees, how they advertise. You could get a lot of ideas from them. And as I said, you don't need to copy those ideas. You just need to customize based on your business situation. After that, identify and draw your current working procedures. You can draw some diagrams, some flow charts. This is step-by-step our working procedures. Have regular meetings with your staff and ask their opinions, input. Remove obstacles, waste, and improve your procedures, and setting your working standards, quality, quantity, and time. These are the things that's very important, especially in employee management, quality, quantity, time, and test new procedures and correct errors, and at the end, develop working manuals and upgrade it regularly. Working manuals is very important because it helps you a lot in training your new employees. It helps you in employee management, because when your employees have something in hand, they don't need to contact you a lot for every small thing. They have a manual so they can refer to. So, and you don't, it avoids actually, it prevents micromanagement. Current situation, your company, your customer, your competitors, your collaborators, and climate of the market. 5 C's. You need to have information about all these, your strengths, weaknesses, your customers, why do they come to you? What do they like about your business? Why some people go to your competitors? What are their pricing? Your collaborators, who are they? And the climate of the market, political, economical, social, cultural, and technological. I know some successful business owners that one of the things that they do every week is to look for new applications, cell phone applications, to learn about them, to be ahead of their competitors. So it's very important. And these 2 applications are very helpful in getting customized news. Is instead of watching those news regarding genocide or homicide or disasters, you can customize whatever you get, especially in regards to your business and your industry. You can download these applications and customize and whatever news you are going to get regarding your industry. Flipboard and Feedly. These are very important. Just half an hour per day studying regarding your industry takes you a lot ahead of your competitors. And after that, you can have a SWOT analysis when you find out your strengths, weaknesses in internal environment, and opportunities and threats in external environment. You can also do something like this in your business system. For instance, if you are going to increase your profitability by 10%, you need to increase revenue, decrease operation cost, you need to get more customers, you need to do different activities. As I said, organizing and having a system are very helpful for your business. But keep in mind, your system needs to be flexible to be able to change based on external situation. And that's called a successful system. One of the steps in developing a system was identify and draw your current working procedures. Let's look at the sample. Just imagine this is a sample working procedures in a physician's office. Patient checking, the receptionist does that. The nurse takes medical info. The doctor sees the patient. Then they set follow-up appointment. And at the end, the office send the bill to the insurance companies. For each section, what you can do is just find out what do you do, who is involved, the job description of that person, what are the standards of doing each section in terms of quality, quantity, time, and what are the tools and requirements to conduct that job properly. And then what if one of those resources and tools don't work? Risk management. What if that employee doesn't come to work? Do you have a backup? What if the software doesn't work? Do you have a system, something that to call the technicians, or you need to search for the manual or something, and your operation is to stop just to find someone to solve your issue? And at the end, what's the cost of each section? Let's look at it in more details. For instance, the first step in a medical office, patients checking by receptionist. What do you do? Get a copy of ID and insurance card. Have the patient fill out forms and get the copay. Okay, this is the first thing that you do in your office. Who is involved? And what is the job description? The receptionist, that person needs to know the basic medical knowledge and being able to answer frequently asked questions regarding your office. The other thing is, what are the standards of doing this job? It usually takes less than 10 to 15 minutes. Your receptionist needs to be very friendly and nice and get all the required info for the next step. What are the tools and requirements to conduct the job? Patient management software, required forms, and credit card reader. And at the end, what if one of those resources or tools don't work? Risk management. Who is your backup employee? Who is your software technical support? And what you're gonna do? And just imagine that part was just for operation. Just imagine you have that for your marketing, your hiring and employee management, and different sections of your business. You have dashboard in front of you to manage your business. The other thing that I'm going to talk to you about it is a system to get more customers. You need to differentiate yourself. You need to have enough resources to take care of your customers. That's very important. And you need to audit your marketing activities. Keep in mind, advertising is just 10% of marketing. Marketing is making relationship. You may use different tools and channels to do marketing, but if you don't appraise them, you will lose a lot of money. And this is one of the tables which is called marketing channels audit, which may help you in analyzing your marketing activities. Just imagine you have different marketing channels. These are your monthly expenses for each channel, and number of leads per month, and number of customers per month. And if you review this table every 3 months, you can find the most effective ways to market your business. But keep in mind, I've seen some businesses that they stopped their advertising. That's not proper. If you can still do advertising and promoting yourself, do that. Because if you don't do that, your competitors do that, they will be in the brains of your customers and potential customers. And when they need, they are the first person they call. So do not just wait for everything to become normal to start your advertising, to start your activities. You still need to be active. And the other thing is, I don't know how much time do I have, Ali Jan?
حدود 5 دقیقه دیگه.
5 days. Okay. And keep in mind, marketing is like building a puzzle. When you build a puzzle, you collect and put together different pieces, and you need to do different things for your marketing. And if you do them correctly, the result will be dollar bill. Effective employee system. Keep in mind, wrong employees can cost you 7 to 15 times of their salary. Especially during this time, try to have a new working manual to work with your employees remotely. That's very important. See if you give them proper salary. You can just check Indeed.com. Just search for different job description as a job seeker to see how much other companies pay and what are the benefits that other companies provide, especially your competitors. Then you can find out even you're fair with your employees or not. Because if you are not, your employees may leave you, and then you need to hire new employees, you need to train them, and it may cost you a lot. That's very important. Have a training manual. As I said, when you have a system, by having a training manual, it will be much easier for you. Employee retention. There are 3 ways that they say you need to, first of all, be ethical. It's very important. The other thing is be fair, friendly, no micromanagement. When you train your employees, just delegate tasks to them and start with tasks which doesn't need decision making or which are not in high risk. Start with those tasks, and then when you find trust, when you trust them, give them more responsibilities. And organizational culture. If you come late, do not expect your staff not to be late. That's very important. You are the first role model in your organization. And that's one of the issues in small companies. Business owners do not follow some rules, but they expect their employees to do that because they think since they're a business owner, no, it affects your organizational culture. It's very important. And do not wait to make effective changes in your organization. Some companies like Blockbuster was waiting too long. Then Netflix came up and got the whole market. And keep in mind that evolutionary is better than revolutionary. So use this disaster time, besides working on your survival plan, also try to have a business system to get out stronger out of this disaster. Keep in mind that it's impossible to have perfect situation, but that's the role of successful people and successful leaders, to get good results out of imperfect situation. If you are able to do that, you will be successful. And as a business consultant, I will provide you 1 hour free business consulting session. You can contact me through my website, or you can call my office. I will provide you 1 hour free consultation to help you in not only in survival plan, but also in success plan, which is developing a business system. And thank you so much. And I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, Dr. Asadi, for your generosity. So that's an hour. It's great. I'll be there. I'm going to be your first client.
My pleasure.
So I'm going to switch to فارسی. خیلی ممنون دکتر از تمام اطلاعاتی که در اختیار شنوندگان و دوستان عزیزی که الان در این بخش با ما ملحق شدن قرار دادید. اما بریم به سراغ سوالات و اجازه بفرمایید که ببینیم که خانم کتی عزیز، کتی اگر تمایل دارید که سوالاتون رو مطرح کنین، صداتون رو الان باز میکنیم، محبت بفرمایید سوالاتون رو بپرسین. خیلی خوش آمدید کتی جان.
متشکرم علیرضا جان، خیلی برنامه خوبی بود. آقای دکتر اسدی واقعا دیدگاه خیلی خوبی داشتین نسبت به قضیه. من به شخصه خیلی لذت بردم و ازتون ممنونم. سوالی که از خدمتتون دارم و به قول علیرضا منم از اون 1 ساعتتون استفاده خواهم کرد. سوالی که از خدمتتون دارم این هستش که شما 2 تا سوال داشتم. یکی این که شما سایتی دارین که به طور کانسالیدیتد راجع به گرانت هایی که وجود داره برای زنهای بیزنس اونر و مخصوصا ماینوریتی بتونه کمکی بکنه بهشون. من برای الیس، گرانت الیس اپلای کردم و فکر میکنم هم خیلی شرایط خوبی داشتم به نسبت و اونا 4 راند فاندینگ داشتن و کمپانی من هیچ وقت هیچ کدومشون نبوده تا الان. و اینه که من فکر میکنم شاید من یه جایی تو این کرایتریای درست پیش نمیرم. من برای ورایزن گرانت هم اپلای کردم، بازم به جایی نرسیدم، هرچند که خب مطمئنا خیلی تو این شرایطی که الان هستیم خیلی کمپانیای مستحق‌تر از من وجود داره، مال من وجود داره، ولی به هر حال در نوع خودش برام خیلی عجیب بود که چطور من انتخاب نشدم و میخواستم ببینم شما در این رابطه آیا توصیه‌ای دارین. این یه سوالم بود. سوال دیگه هم این بودش که در رابطه با این PPP لونا آیا شما توصیه‌ای دارین که چجور بشه پیشرفت که بشه اون لون فورگیون بشه؟ من میدونم یه دیسکاشنی بودش که آیا این لونا فورگیو میشه نمیشه. اگه شما توصیه‌ای دارین در رابطه با اونا و در رابطه با اینکه آدم چجوری میتونه اپلیکیشنش رو طوری تنظیم بکنه که بتونه سزاوار فورگیون شدن باشه، من ازتون ممنون میشم اگه بتونید در این رابطه اگه شما نظری دارین با من در میون بذارین. یک دنیا ممنونم.
ممنون میکنم. خیلی ممنون از لطف شما. عرض کنم که در رابطه با لون هایی که خانم ها میتونن بگیرن، من وبسایت خاصی رو سراغ ندارم، ولی اگه شما مثلا تایپ کنین مایکرو فاندینگ فور ویمن انترپرنورز تو گوگل، خیلی از وبسایت های مختلف میاد که گفتم گرامین، مثلا گرامین یکی از اونها بود، مثلا ارگانیزیشن های مختلف هستن که میتونین، و یکی از شما وقتی میبینین که مثلا اینا دینای میکنن باشون تماس بگیرید. میدونین خیلی از اوقات شما به اون آنلاین اکتفا نکنین، یعنی حتما اون تماس تلفنی بعضی وقتا خیلی بیشتر کار میکنه تا اینکه فقط یه رزومه یک معذرت میخوام یه درخواست کردم شما.
اوکی، من طالب اینش فکر نکرده بودم حقیقتش. اوکی.
حتی من به دوستانی که برای جاب اپلای میکنن همیشه توصیه میکنم، میگم فقط اکتفا نکنید برای آنلاین رزومه فرستادن، برین تو اون لوکیشن هیومن ریسورس منیجر رو پیدا کنین، صحبت کنین. حتی الان که خب نمیشه، ولی خب پیدا کنین، زنگ تماس بگیریم باهاشون. چرا من قبول نشدم مثلا، یکی از این. و در مورد اون لونای پی 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 هم که فرمودین، مثل که تا حدود نمیدونم 80% باید این برای پیرول باید صرف شده باشه. خیلی من آگاهی ندارم در مورد، فقط میدونم که اگه اینو شما داکیومنت کنین که دقیقاً شما این اماونت رو شما برای پیرول استفاده کردین و داکیومنتش کرده باشین که این چکا از این حساب پیرول رفته برای مثال و فقط برای ایمپلویامون رفته. اینو اگه داکیومنتش کنین، شما میتونید اون داکیومنت ها رو تحویلشون بدین و اینا ویوش کنن براتون. و خیلی از اکاونتنت ها کمک میکنن کلاینت هاشون. شما میتونید با اکاونتنتتون صحبت کنین و صحبت که ما خودمون کردیم باهاشون، گفتن یه ایمیل قرار بفرستن که مثلا ما خودمون برای چند تا از این ارگانیزیشن از ولز فارگو گرفته بودیم، گفتن که ولز فارگو جدیدن یه ایمیل میفرسته که توصیه میکنه که چه داکیومنتایی رو احتیاج داره و چه چیزایی رو میخواد که بتونه اینو ویوش کنه.
اوکی، خیلی متشکرم ازتون.
ممنون میکنم.
خب بریم به سراغ شیدا جان مینا. دومین سوال. شیدا جون صدای شما رو باز میکنیم، بفرمایید سوالت رو بپرسید. هستی شیدا جان؟ ببینیم که باز منتظرم ببینم صداتون رو میشنویم یا نه. شیدا مینا. خب جانم صدا باز شده؟
من شیدا خانم نیستم، فکر کنم قبلی شیدا جون بودن. من ایما هستم و سوالی که
ایما جان بفرمایید.
خواهش می‌کنم. یک دنیا ممنون آقای دکتر اسدی، خیلی ممنون از اطلاعاتتون، خیلی خیلی واقعا به من که خیلی کمک کرد. ما یه اسمال بیزینس داریم که خب من و همسرم تنها ایمپلویای اون بیزینس هستیم، برای همین برای هیچ SBA لونی ما الیجیبل نبودیم چون ما پیرول نداشتیم و این اسمال بیزینس ما مانتلی پیمنت برای هیچ کدوم از ما نداشت. یه سوالی که دارم اینه که آیا هیچ there is any other way of getting governmental help for our small business؟ یکی از سوالام اینه. و سوال دوم این که آیا برفرض منی که به عنوان کسی هستم که دارم توی اون کمپانی کار میکنم و شوهر من بیزینس اونر هست، آیا اتلیست من میتونم برای unemployment اقدام بکنم یا خیر؟
عرض کنم که برای سوال اولتون که شما برای اون لون اون گرانت اقدام نکردین؟ اون $10,000
چرا اقدام کردیم؟ متاسفانه چون ما هیچ پیرولی نداشتیم، هیچ چیزی به ما ندادن.
اونو من فکر کنم که اون احتیاجی ندارین که چیز کنیم، اونو پیرول رو چیز کنیم به تعداد ایمپلویا. اگه درآمد مثلا بیزنستون یه حدی باشه اونو بهتون میدن. من یعنی حتی بیزنس اونرایی میشناسم که خب مثلا چون فقط یه نفر بوده به اصطلاح چیز بوده، اونو فقط مثلا $1,000 بهش دادن از $10,000. یعنی به تعداد ایمپلویا تا مثلا ماکسیموم اگه مثلا 10 تا ایمپلوی داشته باشین برای هر کدوم فکر کنم $1000 میدن، تقریبا اینطوری 10000. اون گرانته.
درست.
میتونین باشون تماس بگیرین. گفتم فقط به آنلاین اکتفا نکنین، زنگ بزنین بهشون، شرایطو بگین، بگین هم چیزی هست من چرا نگرفتم. بعد گرانت های دیگه همونطور که عرض کردم شما ببینید سیتی های مختلف، نمیدونم کدوم شهر شما تشریف دارین.
هیوستن.
اوکی، هیوستن. ببینید سیتی آف هیوستن چیزی داره یا نه. برای خود بیزینس هم لس آنجلس داره. شما ببینین میتونین همچی کاری بکنین به سیتی، یا مثلا با چمبر اف کامرس هیوستن مثلا تماس بگیرید ببینید همچین لون چه لونایی اونا میتونن پروواید کنن، یا اسمال بیزنس ادمنستریشن اونجا که خب. ولی گفتم فقط اکتفا نکنید، ببینید سیتی داره یا خود ماکرو فاندینگ ها، ارگانیزیشن هایی که ماکرو فاندینگ میکنن، ببینید آیا اونا میتونن به شما لون بدن یا خیر. و بعد در زمینه آن ایمپلویمنت چی فرمودین که
به عنوان کسی که خب ما پیرول نداشتیم، پیچک مانتلی نداشتیم چون it's our own business، آیا مثلا منی که الان basically من I have no income for last couple of months چون که بیزینسمون it's suffering و من همسرم تنها کسی که داره الان کار میکنه و من به خاطر قرنطینه توی خونه هستم، آیا میتونم برای unemployment من اقدام کنم؟
unemployment شما اگه مثلا W2 نداشته باشین و چیز نکرده باشین فکر نمی کنم بتونین اقدام کنین. یعنی وقتی که شما هیچ رکوردی ندارین که ایمپلوی بودین،
درست،
بنابراین من فکر نمی کنم unemployment تعلق بگیره به کسی که رکورد کار کردن نداشته و هیچ W2 نداشته.
رکورد کار کردن آیا یعنی حتما باید به عنوان ایمپلوی من رکورد بشم یا که مثلا خب ما تاکسی که داریم میریم دوتامون روش هستیم پس فقط با W اون فرمو داشته باشیم؟
unemployment رو به W2 میدن.
درست.
ولی یعنی به independent contractor unemployment تعلق نمیگیره.
درست.
ولی آره این تا اونجایی که به قول معروف to the best of my knowledge.
اوکی، خیلی خیلی ممنون. سپاسگزارم.
خب بذارید ببینیم که اگر الان شیدا میناد یک سوال داره، اگر تونستم بیارمش شیدا جون رو میارم، اگر نه فکر میکنم خودم سوالاشون رو بپرسم. شیدا جان شما الان صدای من رو میشنوید؟ تصویر میتونید ببینم که هستین؟ بله بله صداتونم خب خوبه. فکر میکنم پرویز جان شما تو نوبتی الان؟
بله من نوبت منه.
نوبت شماست، بفرمایید. پس میریم سراغ آقای پرویز عزیز. چقدر من قشنگ ببینید نوبت ها رو رعایت میکنم علی جان.
شما حرف نزنید
همه رو بالا پایین.
آقای دکتر اسدی
بفرمایید پرویز جان.
آقای دکتر اسدی من این شانس رو داشتم که این باره که سخنان آقای دکتر اسدی رو هم و یاد میگیرم و واقعا لذت بردم از مسائلی که مطرح کردن و یه چند تا عرضی داشتم اگر امکان داره خیلی به اصطلاح سریع جواب بدین حل میشه دیگه، مزاحم زیاد نشم من. یکی این که من کتابی که شما فرستاده بودین آدرسشو من درخواست کردم تا 1-2 روز دیگه دستم میرسه. میخواستم یه سوال بکنم که آیا این کتاب رو به من اجازه میدیم من ترجمه کنم تو ایران چاپ کنم یا خیر؟ بله و خیر بگی هیچ مهم نیست، من دنبال نمی کنم که آره یا نه، چرا، هیچ مشکلی نیست.
خب آقای پرویز عزیز اجازه بفرمایید برای این سوال شما به طور خصوصی با آقای دکتر اسدی بعداً تماس بگیرید و حالا پاسخشون از ایشون پشت خط بگیرید.
بسیار خوب. بعد پس اگر اجازه بدین من سوال به اصطلاح آخرم رو ازشون بکنم، حالا اینو چشمم مذاکره
بفرمایید. خواهش میکنم.
عرض شود که من میخواستم که به اصطلاح ببینم آیا شرکت‌های کوچک، بیزینس‌های کوچک آیا امکان تفوق تو این شرایطی که الان وجود داره با توجه به اینکه خب شرایط بسیار ویژه است و بسیار منحصر به فرده به لحاظ وضعیتی که وجود داره، سیتویشنی هست، آیا امکان موفقیت به نظر شما برای کسی که بتونه تمام اون المان‌های موفقیت رو در دست داشته باشه چقدر تو این شرایط با چند درصد شانس میتونه موفق باشه؟ فقط همین.
آیا برای کسی که تازه میخواد یه بیزنس شروع کنه؟
تازه میخواد بیزنسی شروع کنه.
یعنی تو همین وضعیت کرونا و این چیزا طرف میخواد یه بیزنس شروع کنه.
آره.
بعد آیا این بیزنس تو مثلا مدیکال ساپلای و این چیزا هست یا
توی بحث مواد غذایی به اصطلاح بازار هدفش هم ایرانیایی هستن که به اصطلاح اینجا هستن. من تو لس آنجلس هستم.
خب یه مقدار ریسکی از شرایط میدونید، یعنی چون که شرایط هنوز استیبل نشده. من اگه باشم خودم دست نگه میدارم، مثلا از سال آینده این کار انجام میدم. یعنی چون الان مارکت اصلا مشخص نیست داره کدوم جهت میره. میدونی اگه این داستان مثلا این واکسینش پیدا نشه آدم نمیدونه چه اتفاقی میفته. بنابراین توصیه‌ای که میشه اینه که تا اونجا که میتونین پول نقدتون رو نگه دارین، یعنی کش رو فعلا نگه دارین، خرج چیز اکسترا نکنین. اگه چیزی که احتمالش ممکنه مثلا خیلی زیاد نباشه یا چیز نباشه. بنابراین نمیگم اصلا این کار نکنین، ولی خیلی باید دقت کنین. اون مارکت ریسرچتون رو باید خیلی دقیق‌تر انجام بدین. ولی گفتم با توجه به شرایط موجود حتی مارکت ریسرچ هم انجام بدین، شما نمیدونید اون کاستومر الان چه ریاکشنی از خودش نشون میده اگه بفهمه که یه دفعه مثلا این واکسین مثلا 6 ماه دیگه هم نمیاد. میدونین؟ یعنی چون استیبل نیست شرایط. به خاطر همین دیتا هایی که شما میگیرین ممکنه دیتای دقیقی نباشه. به خاطر همین خیلی باید اینو حواستون باشه.
مرسی، ممنونم از آقای. خیلی لطف کردن آقای دکتر.
خواهش میکنم.
ان شاءالله که موفق.
مرسی از لطفت.
خیلی ممنون. خب ببینم که الان من بذارید نگاه کنم دکتر، ببینم اینجا الان نفر بعدی. خب من پرویز عزیز صحبت کردن، فکر میکنم که خانم مینا هستن. صدا رو میشنوید؟ صدای ما رو؟
بله.
بفرمایید. چه داشت
آقای دکتر خیلی ممنون از برنامه‌تون، بسیار مفید بود. من سوال کلی داشتم. شما یک قسمت الان به این آقا توضیح دادید آقای پرویز، ولی کسایی که شروع کردن یعنی اول کار هستن میخوان بیزینس تیپ بگیرن که چجوری بیزینسشون رو جلو ببرن، بیزینس استارترهای تازه پا هستن، میخواستم ببینم چه تیپی دارین که شما فرمودین الان اصلا بهتره شروع نکنن اگه درست فهمیدم.
اگه کسانی شروع کردن باید تو هزینه هاشون خیلی دقت کنن. خیلی یعنی گفتم مگر اینکه مثلا طرف مثلا اومده داره مثلا ماسک مانیفکتچرینگ زده و کلی آردی مثلا چیز کرده، یعنی کاستومرهاشو شناسایی کرده. یه کار دیگه‌ای که میشه کرد، ببین خیلی از مثلا الان کتابای خود من تو آمازون به صورت پرینت پر دیمنده، یعنی تا کاستومر سفارش نداده هیچ کتابی چاپ نمیشه. یعنی که اول شما کاستومر رو پیدا کنین، بعدش برین پروداکت و سرویس رو براش چیز کنین. آیا اون بیزینسی که تازه شروع شده کاستومراشو داره؟ اگه داره خیلی عالیه، اگه نداره اول کاستومر رو پیدا کنین، بعدش تولید کنین، بعدش اون سرویس رو مهیا کنین. همونطور که گفتم پرینت پر دیمند. حالا شما سرویس پر دیمند، پروداکت پر دیمند، اینطوری نباشه که مثلا شما کلی پروداکت تولید کنین بذارید تو این اینونتوری ولی کاستومری براش نباشه. ببینید آیا میتونین اول کاستومر رو پیدا کنین، بعدش توی یه بازه زمانی خیلی خوب اون پروداکت و سرویس رو تحویلشون بدین قبل از اینکه خیلی هزینه بکنین، این کار انجام بدین. خیلی باید افیشنت برین جلو. همونطور که عرض کردم کش از کینگ، بنابراین خیلی باید حواستون باشه پول از دست ندین.
متوجه شدم. خیلی خیلی ممنونم. مرسی. مرسی آقای حکمت‌شو.
خواهش می‌کنم شهدا جان. اما کتی جان شما دوباره یه سوالی داری؟ اگر که خواستی خودت بپرس، من منتظر میمونم ببینم اگر کتی رو دوباره میتونیم داشته باشیم خودش بپرسه. اگر که نه فکر میکنم که الان کتی رو نداریم دوباره. سوالشون این بوده که دکتر any recommendation که بخوان لونی بگیرن از شهر لس آنجلس، یه وبسایت خاصی رو برای لس آنجلس میتونید بهشون پیشنهاد بدید؟
خودت اینا رو تو گوگل بزنن، خود سیتی آف لس آنجلس، من لینکش رو دیروز پیروز دیدم، بزنن میاد بالا، یعنی خیلی چیز ساده ایه. بزنید سیتی آف لس آنجلس loans for small businesses یا COVID-19 loans سیتی آف لس آنجلس، اینو بزنید راحت پیداش میکنید، خیلی چیز نیست.
بسیار هم عالی. بنابراین از طریق گوگل میتونید خیلی راحت پیدا کنید.
آره خیلی آسونه این دقیقاً، چون خود سیتی آف لس آنجلس آفیس آف فایننس داره، خیلی از این چیزهای مختلف داره که کمک میکنن و میدونم من لینکشو دیدم که لون پروواید میکنن.
اما یک سوالی هم سیامک افشار عزیز پرسیده که گفته که rule of integrity توی بیزنس، این صداقت چه اهمیت و چه نقشی میتونه داشته باشه؟
خیلی عالی، بسیار مهمه. اتفاقا چند وقت پیش یه خانم آقای محترمی از سان فرانسیسکو اومده بودن الی که می‌خواستن یه بیزنسی بزنن. حالا نمیگم چه بیزنسی، ولی به من گفتن که خیلی از این آدمایی که تو این بیزنس هستن مثلا اتیک ندارن، نمیدونم به قول خودمون کلاهبردارن فلان. گفتم اتفاقا دست best opportunity وقتی که شما میبینید آدمایی که مثلا هستن اون اینتگریتی رو ندارن، اتیک رو ندارن، اگه شما خودتون رو نشون بدین بسیار موفق‌تر خواهید شد و همه شما رو ریفر میکنن به هم دیگه. بنابراین اون صداقت و درستی به خودتون برمیگرده. اونایی که چیت میکنن، اونایی که آنست نیستن، ممکنه در اوایل یه پروفیت، یه اینکام موقتی داشته باشن، ولی تو دنیای امروزه که ریویو وبسایت ها هستن، همه راحت با هم دیگه در ارتباطن، همه میتونن شیر کنن اینفورمیشن رو در مورد شما. اگه درست برخورد نکنین راحت همه بهتون اینو، همه به هم دیگه اطلاع میدن. میگن که مردم وقتی از یه چیزی راضی باشن معمولا به 3 نفر میگن، ولی اگه آن هپی باشن، ناراضی باشن، معمولا به 7 تا 11 نفر میگن. بنابراین اگه شما اون اینتگریتی رو نداشته باشید در نهایت خودتون ضرر میکنید و بسیار مهمه.
بله خیلی متشکرم. فکر کنم وقتمون دیگه تمام شده. Thank you so much for your time دکتر اسدی. اگر میخواید که با دکتر اسدی بیشتر در تماس باشید میتونید از طریق وبسایت ایشون در تماس باشید asadi.com. اگر دکتر صفحه فیسبوک یا اینستاگرامی هم تمایل دارید اعلام کنید و شنونده ها و بیننده ها میتونن باشن، عالی.
خواهش میکنم. اینستاگرام هست علی اسدی پیج، فیسبوک هم همینطور علی اسدی پیج، تو لینکدین هم اگه دوستان بزنن علی اسدی میاد و میتونن به من ایمیل بزنن ali@asadi.com asadi.com. تلفن آفیس هم هست 310-844-6735.
خب فکر میکنم که یک نفر دیگه هم میخواد الان سوالشو بپرسه. فرهناز عزیز صداتون رو باز میکنیم، بفرمایید فرهناز جان سوالتون رو از دکتر اسدی بپرسید. فرهناز جان صدا میشنوید؟ صدای ما رو؟
صدای من میاد الان؟
بله بفرمایید فرهناز جان، شب شما بخیر.
درود بر شما، خسته نباشین. مرسی از رادیو 670 و همینطور آقای دکتر علی اسدی. من سوالم این هستش که بیزینس ما، رستوران داریم بسته شده، مغازه در دانتان داریم که موفق نیست و خب شما چی فکر میکنید در مورد این که خب در چند سال پیش، 8 سال 9 سال پیش مقداری پول ما کار برنامه‌های فاینانشالی رایت رو، این رو چیزا که شما بهتر میدونید، ما اسپند کردیم. الان شما چی فکر میکنید؟ خوبه اونجا بمونه، بیاریم بیرون، بیزینسمون رو بهتر کنیم؟ یه مقدار میخوام در این مورد سوال کنم که یا اینکه پول رو بذاریم تو بانک. شما چی ترجیح میدین در این مورد؟
خب عرض کنم که در مورد داونتاون، بیزنس هایی که تو داونتاون هستن، نمیدونم شما اطلاع دارین یا نه، در آینده نزدیک المپیک در داونتاون در لس آنجلس برگزار خواهد شد. بنابراین خیلی از بیزنس معمولا تو هر شهری که المپیک برگزار میشه، المپیک تابستانی، خیلی بیزنس ها رونق میگیرن، خیلی رشد میکنن، چون خیلی توریست از کشورهای مختلف میاد، خیلی اون شهر براش یه گیفت هست که المپیک توش برگزار میشه. بنابراین این یه اپورتونتی میتونه باشه برای خیلی از بیزنس هایی که در داونتاون هستن، در اونجا هستن. این یه مورد. مورد دوم اینه که همونطور که خدمت دوستمون پرویز خان عرض کردم، شرایط بیزنس الان یه ذره نامشخص هست. اگر استیبل تر بشه یه ذره بهتر آدم میتونه تصمیم گیری کنه. شما به نظر من کاری که انجام باید بدین، ببینید از اون برنامه سروایوال پلان شما برای رستورانتون یا اون مغازه‌ای که دارین میتونین استفاده کنین یا نه. آیا میشه مثلا رستوران رو که بستین، آیا میشه به صورت کیترینگ، آیا میشه مثلا شما رستوران دارین میتونین با مدیکال آفیسا تماس بگیرین و براشون لانچ ببرین، ساندویچ ببرین، این کار رو انجام بدین. آدم باید کریتیو باشه. ببینید مثلا خیلی از مدیکال آفیسا بازن، آیا شما میتونین باشون تماس بگیرین بگین لانچ استافتون رو ما میایم بر عهده میگیریم. یک کریتیویتیه. یا با بیمارستان ها یا با خیلی از آفیس های دیگه که نمیخوان دیگه کارمنداشون و رستوران، یا خیلی از رستوران هم که باز نیستن. بنابراین that's a great idea که شما بتونید این کار رو انجام بدین. حالا پشت چیز دارم میگم، هر کسی رستوران داره کامپتیشناتون هم میرن این کارو، ولی کلا در درجه اول ببینید میتونین سروایوال پلان میتونین برای بیزنساتون داشته باشین یا نه. در درجه دوم خیلی با احتیاط باید پولتون رو خرج کنین. همونطور که عرض کردم کشو الان خیلی باید، چون مارکت مشخص نیست. اگر هم میخواین این کار رو انجام بدین خیلی دقیق تو مارکت ریسرچتون برین، حتما کمک بگیرین که دقیق بررسی کنین، ببینین چه کاری الان میشه انجام داد، چه کاری نمیشه انجام داد. ترندهای مارکت خیلی مهمه. مثلا اگه میخواین خرید و فروش ملک رو انجام بدین حتما مشورت کنین. اگه میخواین مثلا این سرمایه رو نگه دارین تو بانک بذارین، خیلی مهمه که با فاینانشال ادوایزر خیلی خوب صحبت کنین. و گفتم خیلی باید با وسواس برخورد کنیم به نظر من تو این زمانه، تو این وضعیت.
خیلی ممنون دکتر اسدی عزیز و فرهاد جان، امیدوارم پاسختون را گرفته باشید. متاسفانه وقتمون تموم شد. در انتهای این بخش تشکر میکنم از شما دکتر اسدی عزیز به خاطر فرصتی در اختیار ما قرار دادید. خانم شیدا شیرازی، مدیریت محترم ایرانیان هاتلاین، همکاران ما در رادیو کین بیسکایا که جنرال منیجر، زحمات زیادی کشید. دوستان عزیز اگر تمایل دارید این ویدیو رو تماشا کنید حتما میتونید از طریق socalpersian.com و یا 670amkirn.com تمام ویدیو رو که براتون اونجا در نظر گرفته شده تماشا کنید، از اطلاعات بهره ببرید. در ماه‌های آینده براتون وبینارهای رایگان دیگری در رابطه با اینکه چطور در شرایط کووید از طریق روحی بتونید خودتون رو مثبت نگه دارید، پازیتیو نگه دارید، حتما با روانشناسان محترم و معتبری در جامعه ایرانی صحبت خواهیم کرد. امیدوارم که شب و روز خیلی خوبی داشته باشید. خدا نگهدار.
خوب و خوش باشین همین. خدا نگهدار.